Les here. Let's talk briefly about some patio heaters. This will be our highlighted item for today. Now, guys, when you're renting these out, and we're going to get into the details a little bit in a second, remember, first off, right off the bat, that you can upsell clients on these. You're renting out a tent. Upsell isn't really the right word, but you're offering them warmth. Oh, well, it's summertime. Why do I need a patio heater in a tent? It's summertime. Well, think about it. It's a wedding. People are partying, having fun. There's a dance floor. These are two of my older ones, right? There's a newer one there. There's a new one there. There's a newer one there, although the top looks old, but it just, the heat does that. Anyways, people are having fun in the tent. And it gets chilly because it's night. It's 10 p.m., it's 11 p.m., it's midnight. Some of these weddings, as you know, go deep into the night, right? And people are not going to be enjoying themselves when they're freezing cold, you know? So you can definitely upsell people on some patio heaters. Again, it's not upselling, it's giving them warmth. It's just an option. Okay, it's not upselling because we're not talking about like one item and then adding like an add-on or something, right? So I wouldn't call it upselling. I'm used to that word because, you know, being in business and stuff like that. But offer them that, because a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, good point. I didn't think of that. And suddenly you're renting one of these. Another thing is, when you're renting one of these, you're not just renting the patio heater, you're renting the propane as well. So there's a few extra dollars right there. What else? They're a bit tricky and finicky to turn on, so make sure you give clients proper instructions how to turn them on. When you're transporting them, the body there, as you can see here, maybe a closer look, the body itself, okay, it dents fairly easily, so just watch that. Cover it in blankets. If you are covering in blankets, the top and it's freshly off, you just turned it off, or the client just turned it off, or you can tell it's warm, double check, because you don't want those blankets burning away. So make sure it's not hot, and if it is, just make sure you don't have blankets right there. Hopefully that's common sense, but you know, you never know. What else? We rent them out for $75, and we buy them from Home Depot for $167 or $176. Keep in mind, these are Canadian prices, but you get your money back in just over 2 rentals. If you include the propane, well, no, because that's a different item. You gotta buy the propane tank. But essentially, you get it back in just over 2 rentals, so it's a fantastic item. After about 2 years, they start having problems with turning on for whatever reason. Best is just to sell them off if you can for less. They do keep their value. I see them on Kijiji all the time for $90, $100. I actually bought these 2 here used. That's why they're a bit older. I only use them in case I don't have the other 3 available. I only have 5 right now. I do sub-rent more if I need them. Sometimes they are quite long. Like, they're almost 8 feet. 8 feet, 7.5, something like that. So keep in mind, you know, you do need a big vehicle. If you only have a truck with 6.5 feet or something like that, it's going to stick out on the end, which is fine. Just the top sort of wobbles. If it just sort of, yeah, just, you know, like, you don't want this part just sticking out because there's only 4 bolts attached to a thin metal pipe. So you might want to undo these bolts, like that one is undone, right? And then you can have the head sort of separate. And then maybe it's easier to transport, you know, it depends on what your thing is. It's a bit of a hassle to then attach that back onto there, because you got to thread the gas line, and then there's 4 holes here with 4 bolts. So it takes some time, but if you're transporting it all in one, just make sure you sort of have it nicely secured, because that'll just make life easier. Again, watch out for the heat, watch out for it denting, because this metal does dent quite easily. And that's really it. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions about these. I just wanted to talk to you about briefly. How often do they go out? Maybe a couple times a month. They're not super popular, but when you're doing tents, larger events, especially in the spring and the fall, they do end up going out. And again, It's a good profitable, it is a profitable item. Can I talk or not? I don't know. People were saying I don't have enough space here. But there's tons of space. Look, all this stuff. It just needs to be utilized somehow. So I'm actually figuring out maybe if I can make some sort of bridge here. Like even if I made a bridge from here to there, I can put stuff on top. I can still keep the trailer in here when I need to. Barely fits, but I can manage it. And maybe like make a bridge from there to there, have some more racking over there. So there's plenty of space. It'd be nicer to have a system. Yeah, I mean, there's work to be done. We've only been here for what, 16 months, something like that. So there's a lot of work that can be done here. We'll talk about that soon. I have some cool things. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the washroom like really nice in there. So when customers come, hey, can I use your washroom? They'll be like impressed. They'll be like, wow, your washroom is so great. Because usually you go into these industrial areas and the washrooms are just filthy and gross. And so I'll make it so you go inside, there's like music playing, you know. Anyways, that's another story. I'm really diverging. Let me know what you guys think about patio heaters. If you guys rent them, how much you rent them for, if you like to rent them, if you think they're a hassle. Let's get some business done. Take it easy. Sub to the channel. We'll talk to you later.